Jake and Heights. This book was written by Steven. Jake is a boy scared of heights. How will he overcome it? Jake is a 13-year-old kid who has always been terrified of heights. For this reason, he couldn't hang out with his friends and family. Jake is scared to hike with his friend because he is afraid of heights. His friends always ask him to join them, but he declines. His family has a tradition of traveling during Christmas break. They love to build connections with one another. However, when his family travels, he stays home with his grandma. This year, his parents have planned a trip to South Africa. The flight will be 12 hours. His parents want him to go, so they are thinking of ways to help Jake overcome his fears. On Christmas morning, Jake's little brother was the first to wake up. He rushed into Jake's room and pleaded for him to get out of bed. As a family tradition, Jake's family ate Christmas breakfast before opening gifts. As he headed downstairs, he could hear his family shouting. Once breakfast was over, the family dressed and headed to the living room to open gifts. With Jake being the oldest, he is always the first to open the gifts. His first gift was a book on South Africa. The book detailed hundreds of activities that they could do in South Africa. Confused, his parents explained that he would come and that they would help him to overcome his fear of heights. The next day, Jake was worried about the flights, heights, and his overall fears. His mother and father sat with him and discussed his fears. They talked to him and discussed different breathing techniques, activities that could help him busy during the flights, and ways to handle his fear of flying. Jake would practice his techniques daily. He would breathe deeply as the wind blew onto his face. He was so excited for his trip to South Africa. He had practiced the book that his parents gave him, and he had practiced his breathing technique. He was ready to conquer his fear of heights. On the day of the flight, Jake was so excited to hang out with his family. He was still scared to go on an airplane yet. He had the confidence that he had his family with him. Jake finally had confidence that he didn't hesitate to enter the plane. When they arrived in South Africa, his family asked about his experience and he said he was so happy that he could overcome his fear. The family went to a theme park. During this visit, Jake rode his first roller coaster. He was afraid, but he conquered his fear. His family was so happy for him. He had the best day of his life.